Gallup research consistently finds that people who have a best friend at work are significantly more likely to engage customers and teammates in a healthy, positive way, get more done in less time, support a safe workplace with fewer accidents and reliability issues, and then innovate and share those innovation ideas. Now, that's just a list of some data that shows, okay, when an employee has a really good friend, now they use the word best friend, but it gets very personal for people, so it doesn't have to be your life best friend, in my opinion. But I think having a really good friend at work, or two or three, there's no question the data says it just makes it an optimal environment, which allows you to have an optimal performance. Okay, common sense. But there's a growing movement of people that are sounding off, and these are people who've been hurt. I'm just going to tell you. So I don't judge them, but I do want to classify them. This growing group of people are saying things like, I don't want to be friends with anybody I work with. I want to go in, I want to do my job, I want to be left alone, and I want to go home. Okay. There's some bitterness there. There is some protectionism going on because they've been burned in their personal life or at their work life in the past. And so those kind of statements are nothing more than protectionary walls coming from pain and past experience that has created bitterness and resentment. So they make a blanket statement about all humans. But the facts are that type of mentality isn't good for you professionally, which, let me remind you, is not good for you personally. It's not good for you financially. So you need healing. If that's you, can I just say, I do want to speak to you and say, if you have been hurt deeply by a leader or by a coworker, that is significant. It is real, and it must be dealt with. You have to get through it. You must take care of yourself. That means getting the help to heal. Because if you don't heal, even though you did nothing wrong, if you don't heal from previous hurts from a leader or coworker, you are holding yourself back. What they did was wrong. It was not your fault. But it is your responsibility to get healing. It's not your fault that you got hurt. It is your responsibility, though, to heal, become better, stronger, freer, more hopeful, more effective. You can come out of this stronger than ever. Well, relationships, friends, acquaintances, coworkers, it doesn't matter how we classify that relationship. The people we spend the most time with have the greatest effect on our lives. David McClellan from Harvard said, the people you habitually associate with determine as much as 95% of your success or failure. That is astounding. So just really quick, fun exercise. I want you to look at your entire week. And remember in elementary school, we first learned about pie charts? Just draw a circle and just do a little pie chart. I want you to think of your entire week. And I want you to start going, okay, how much time of this pie do I spend with family? How much of the pie do I spend with friends? How much do I spend with coworkers? And you're going to see the overwhelming majority of our time is spent with our coworkers. Now, how do you filter that through what David McClellan from Harvard said? And he's right. This is the guy who's overseen the longest study on relationships that the world has ever seen. Studying people from birth to death. What did he say? The people you habitually associate with determine as much as 95% of your success or failure. So here's the deal. Here's what I know. There are some donkeys in your workplace, and there are some eagles. You need to make friends with the eagles. What about the donkeys, Ken? They're good people too. Well, say, I'll be friends with you as long as you start changing your habits. Oh my gosh, Ken, how dare you? No, look, listen, I'm keeping it real. I'll hang out with a donkey long enough for the donkey to see what it's like to be an eagle, and then the donkey decides if they want to hang. That's what I'm saying. Let's keep going. There are right friends and wrong friends in the workplace. But make no mistake, you need friends. So that means you better be picking the right friends. Does it have to be somebody on your team? Not necessarily. The idea is, do you have a person? I think it was Phoebe's character in the classic sitcom Friends who said, "You're my person." And I think that is the right image. Who is your person? You need a person that you trust. You need a person that you enjoy being around. You need a person who has a lot of similar values. That's what you need in the workplace. You need a person who's for you, who's with you, who gets you. And you have to be that person for them. That could be 2, 3, 4, 5 persons. Hey, there's no limit here. But at its base, you need at least one really good coworker friend. Now, do you have to vacation together? No. Do they need to be your kids' godparents? No, you don't have to go that far. But the point is you spend a lot of time in that office, more time in that office or in that work than anything else you do during the week. So you might as well invest. You might as well decide, as a human, I am made to relate. Relationships matter. So you are being connected with, you are interacting, you are bumping into your coworkers all the time. And so as you're going, you know what, I can work with this teammate, but I don't know that I want to go deeper with them. There could be a variety of reasons why, but it's always around, do I have a legit connection and I want to be intentional because I believe they're intentional, or do I feel like they're manipulating me? So how do we spot the intentional connection? How do we spot the manipulative connection where it's like they're using me? I don't think they're for me. I think they're for them. Well, there's your clue. Let's start with the manipulative. Everything's transactional. How do you describe that, Ken? What do you mean that everything's transactional? Well, it's very rarely truly personal. Now, listen, you spend more time with certain teammates than you do with others. Okay? So if you want to know if someone is the real deal and intentional about relationship, you may have to spend a little bit more time with them than you do now, right? If you're just kind of seeing them like this and you're in an occasional meeting with them, well, you haven't had a chance to actually dive deep. So this is where you have to be intentional to see if they are intentional. Okay? So that's a caveat to this. But the manipulative person, this is the red flag. They reach out to you. They're bumping into you all the time. And it feels intentional, but it only has a transactional feel to it. It's only about work and it's only about them. In other words, hey, Ken, they only come around, hey, man, how's it going? Yeah, hey. You know, they got the stupid little, whatever you call those, handguns. Yeah, the little guns with the finger guns. Hey, man, how's it going? Hey, man, listen, I was wondering if you could do this for me, right? It's something like that. Or here's another one. The dirt diggers. So that first person's that all about me, transactional, trying to suck something good out of you for them, right? Call them the vampire. They're just locking in. I need this from you. They leave you. They're gone. Then there's the dirt digger. Hey, man, what's going on? Dude, you got a second? You are not going to believe what Bob did. It's the only time they ever come around. What are they doing? The reason I call them the dirt digger is because they're either dumping dirt on you in the form of that transaction I just described, the kind of the gossip delivery, or they're digging. Hey, have you, what's going on over there? I feel like I'm noticing some stuff over there. What you got? You know what's going on with Larry? Did I tell you about Bob? What's going on with Larry? They're digging. You know those big old backhoes that have that bucket on the end of it? What do? They dig over here and they dump over there. And that's what I'm talking about. So if your interaction and your relationship is defined by someone who is the vampire, always trying to suck something out of you, they're only around when you can do something for them, or they either want to dig dirt from you or they want to dump dirt on you in the form of gossip. They're looking for something juicy because they're just a vulture. You know what I mean? By the way, have you ever noticed vultures? This is another just brief little metaphor for you. You ever seen vultures on the side of the road? Of course you have. They're always kind of skulking, sneaking, tiptoeing. I mean, they're out there in broad daylight. There's a dead deer carcass on the side of the road, and you see them as your car approaches, and they're all kind of just like picking and sneaking around. You see one show up kind of slowly to it, and then your car gets closer, and what do? They fly away. And if you look in your rearview mirror as you pass them, those stinking dirty birds will just sneak right on back up there. Now, vultures in nature are God's cleaning system. So good on those vultures. They clean up the stuff nobody else wants to get. Nobody wants to drag that deer off the side of the road. The birds do it. But in this metaphor in the office, these people, they're constantly looking to get around roadkill. All right, now let's move to the intentional connection. These are people who approach you because they enjoy talking to you. You have now made a connection around value. So when they approach you, they're talking about your kids. They're talking about their family. They're talking about the movie you guys like to watch. They're talking about a show. I got all kinds of these friends in the office. Like when we talk, it's not about work at all. We're goofing off. Hey, did you see this latest golf Instagram video? I'm bad for that. I'm always watching these silly golf videos. It's just genuine in its values exchange. Like we value the same things. We like the same things. We're on the same team, but man, we're going to check on each other. How you doing? Everything okay? It's that friend that's on the team, and you may not spend a ton of time together, but when something's going wrong with you or you got to do something, they go, dude, take off. Go. Don't even sweat it. It's a genuine caring for someone else. And when someone acts interested and is interested and they value you in the way they treat you and you value them, this is an intentional connection. And that's how you know I can go deeper with this person. I can trust them. So you can't trust the dirt digger. You can't trust the vampire. But you could trust somebody who is just genuinely interested in you. They care about you. They enjoy being around you, and you them. And you don't have to worry about being burned by that person. They're a good person. And you need that person. You need to be able to say, hey, man, I just had the worst meeting with my leader. I feel like crap. Can we go walk around the building? I need some perspective. Oh, that literally could save your life over time.